All right, let's go. Happy Sunday. We're going to get into another stream. I'm Damiano, and today we're continuing our adventure through Gaia in Final Fantasy IX. Previously, we got pretty far through the first 2 hours of the game, and what we're really going to do is try to see how far we can get. This game's got a really special place in my heart. We're just going to get into it and have a really great time. So, the last we left off, we had just finished the ice cavern, and so we're entering the town of Dali. We did make a little stop to our friends over at the little airship tower, but now we're going to be picking up where everything just seems really strange here in the town. So we've got Vivi right now, encountering potentially some really snot-nosed kids. You know what's so interesting? They're called Gudo, and in Final Fantasy X, there's the race called the Guado, and I wonder if those things are related at all. Like, at least the idea for the naming. Hello, Alien Gathering. We are just picking up here, going through town. Sometimes when you have these active time events, these ATEs, you only get to pick one of them. So how are you supposed to see it all? I don't want to give in to my brother. The good thing is the ATs give you like a little backstory, like something's up. Something's up, my friend Hal. If I just betray my only customer for miles. Nice little shop. So first, let's see how the princess is doing. I don't think that farm is going to feed this entire village, but all right. It's kind of messed up, that the queen just literally shot cannonballs and bombs at her daughter, but whatever. Such old lady energy. You're in my way. Kids these days. It's always going to be kids these days. There's going to always be something an adult has a problem with a child for. Just always. But peep the chest in the back. You're killing the bugs. Yes. Pesticides, not a thing yet. An Oglob. I have to blend in. Maybe I should pretend I hate them. It just doesn't work. Alright, we won't spend very long here in the store. I just need to make sure I have literally one of everything. Or at minimum one of everything. And we'll just see if we can put that stuff on. Perfect. So we got a few new abilities with that. We've got the add status thing that, I don't know exactly how it works, but basically each weapon has like a secret status effect that can be applied when you turn this on. And so I think with the Mage Master, which is the weapon we have right now, it inflicts silence, so enemies can't cast spells. And I don't remember playing this when I was younger, but I really don't remember it saying oh, here's a little help text, I'll tell you what I do. So for the longest time I was like, Bright Eyes, what does that do? We'll turn those on for the future. In here we've got the Maya and his son sleeping. Interestingly, if you enter through both directions, later on you can sneak your way in. And when you sneak your way in, you can steal from his desk drawer when you have a specific key, and you get 10,000 gil. Welcome. Can we talk for a bit? You're here to shop, girly. Pasty Yacha. I'm working. Please, I don't mind me. And she's like, I'm just gonna be a freak and stand on the side and listen in on a conversation. Over here, you get like a little key, and I think that's also in the desk, and it lets you go see the cute little chocobo. So we just got Aries. Those are part of the Stelazio coin selection. And basically, they're the zodiac signs. And when you collect each one, you can leave it off to a nice little bird lady in the city. And she has no problem giving you rewards for all of that. But you need to find all 13, because a Fuchsius makes a sighting in this game. I'm busy. Please leave. I know we need to talk to Vivi, but we just want to take a little peek around, see what's what. They used to have a farm, but they destroyed it for some symbol in the background. You know, I don't think this is like a reference, but it kind of slightly reminds me of the Howl's Moving Castle, like teleportation sigil they put in the ground. But I actually don't know. Hello? I need some medicine. Actually, I don't. Alright, so what's up, little man? What's up? I was just thinking. You met a girl. He's literally like 8 months old. There's definitely no girl. You don't like girls. Because he's 8 months old. And your characterization is a little wonky as it is. You are not popular. You're a menace to society. You need to decide what to do. I'm gonna look for Dagger and Rusty. Oh, they should have put it the other way around. So what are you staring at? Nothing, but I heard it sound like Q. I didn't hear anything. What are chocobos? They're only the cutest little tiny little beasts ever. Oh, he just got kidnapped. And these children are just running by. No issue at all. Oh, the look on his face. He must be talking about his brother. I've just got to pretend I'm asleep the whole time. He's a swine. But you know what? The real problem, the real issue, is that the Moogle that's standing right here doesn't say a word. Like, you know something. Say it. Here. Hello, my friend. She's looking at pots. I've been here the whole time. It's nothing. You just make me nervous, man with a tail. I did fine in the play. You were the star. I Want to Be a Canary is a riff off of a Shakespeare play. think it's a line in one of the actual plays. Yeah, Ruby's the one with the blue hair and the Texan accent for some reason. Alrighty. We need to decide what we're gonna do from here. Go back to the inn. The town has 7 buildings in it. I'm sure we'd find you. Oop. Ah! Still sleeping, you fraud. A delicious breakfast. Did you wait long? No, you didn't. The kids are very energetic, and there are so many things to see. There are 6 buildings. But you are a princess. Where are all the adults? But they used to tend the farm. It's because they're going under industrialization. Big allegory. Big, huge even. But what about the rust can? Just ignore the point entirely. What is Rusty up to? Isn't he such a kind soul? I await your command. No one talks like that. I don't even think actual soldiers talk like that. Would you like to introduce me to some adults? There's a child serving at the bar. All the other men are working during the day. But you ain't gonna find any information from illegal child labor. I need to know about transportation methods people use in this village. I cannot tell you the reason, but there is someone I must escort back to the castle. That's enough. Who else could it be? Are you from Alexandria Castle? Yes. Adelbert Steiner. The Knights of Pluto? Sorry, I've only heard about the good knights. So she's telling him to go speak to Morid, who we've already spoken to in the tower where he drinks coffee. Wait. Yes? Thank you for cleaning. Nay. I must make haste. And then they give a lot of good reasons why characters have to just suddenly leave the party. Now allow me to tell the princess a crime I've committed. Oh, Vivi. Now I get everything's a product of its time, but because it's late, shouldn't the room look a little darker? Did I miss anything for you? Okay, we're good to go. Hello, child. But he's not over there anymore. I hear a child crying. Not one of the ones on the street. All I think in the tone is, hello? Are you underground? Can you move? Who told you? Define they. Are you hurt? No. We're gonna get you out of there. Or we might not. Honestly, no one knows. Everything is quiet. See, this girl's giving away the family secret. We should just jump down, you know? Down. Alright, so I know we can go in here. That's like the way down, but can I sneak in here now? No, I can't. This guy's got short-term memory. Time to go. I just can't believe somebody drew every single piece of this. Oh, we got money. This isn't. No, most people don't have an entire sub-basement. Why is it moving? Is it true that the mayor's brother found it? I guess they reconciled. His brother's one of us. He was on the old lady's side. Brothers fighting over what is essentially a black market trade. Wow, we're very secretive. What is it? Did you see the large barrel next to the shed? Why do they need a roof of a shed underground? So the plot unfolds. We won't cause any trouble right now, but we're gonna learn the secrets of the crime network. Thank you for your potion. I should free you, if there was only a way. I wonder what's in here. We're gonna save every chance we get. Alternating between saves in case something goes wrong. Got any mail? You want us to deliver a piece of mail? We can do that. How do we get up to you? That's how we get this. How do we get up there? There we go. We will leave no stone unturned. Is everything. Thank you for the wrist. I think I can put that on somebody. You would like it. But I'm gonna need it. Whose idea was it to just paint on a chest to confuse children everywhere? No, I don't want to go back up. Let me down. Is there something around here? You just stop throwing yourself into everything. A crying box. Why are they stored in things that look like canoes? Very boxy canoes. After you left, some men kidnapped me and brought me here. They told me to stay put, and since I'm only 8 months old, I did what I was told. Assuming we're considering Vivi and their entire race a living creature, which I do, they're not just trafficking people in their industrialization. But they're forcing children to work like that. You want to check out what's ahead. You know you're not thrilled about it. Socio-emotional check-in, validating emotional feelings between male characters. Anything around here? It's empty. It's still also empty. Money. This is mixed. Oh. Alright, let's open it. I think we get attacked. Imagine they just like casually hit a super boss behind the door. They were like, yeah, you can come back at any time, but just open it now. We're also just gonna speed up production a little bit. And they're dead. Miss Monsters. I love how the foreground, like the machine itself, looks just so... I mean, it doesn't look real, because obviously, of the graphics, but just... it's so alive. But money first. Items are money. How do they come out with stitching? It kind of looks like there's like a technique you can do. I don't think you're supposed to, but there's a technique you can do where you can basically carve out just the shell piece of an egg and like basically have a window into the development of like a chick egg embryo. And oh geez. You've got animal abuse. I'm telling you, war crimes. What is inside? Are the eggs hatching? It's very quick. They are. Are these lizard men? Burn. Leaving with my potion. Alright, so we accelerated and learned 3 gills, so we'll switch to this. And what is this? There's some part different, but it's you. They're taller, they're a little wider. Someone's coming. It's time to grab you. Hey, did you say something? No, man. Didn't even give him a name. Nope, not even young woman, just worker. Nope, not me. Good, callback, clapback. Pardon me. Hello, Morin. It's me again. Weather looks good. Come back here. But before that, we got a new item a little earlier. Got a few different things going on. See, I don't want to change these 2 things right now, because none of these other things teach Beast Killer. We might need that. But it'll be good to get this eventually, because then he'll level up faster. One step at a time. We're gonna get there. For right now, so quick what we can. Are you comfy now? Coffee, question mark? The smell of coffee. Fun fact, for me personally, I think coffee is liquid devil water, but that's just because I don't like bitter things. Oh, thank you. You can't take drinks while you're on the job. And then what? You can't mess with old people. Oop, I immediately hit with a morality question. As green as a pickle. I love a sour pickle. I'm so glad that pickles are a prominent plot device in this game. It's already here. It's actually loading. Thank you. It is indeed the cargo ship. Little do you know, she's already being loaded onto it. Also, his eyesight is superb. How can he see that? Oh, 6 months ago? Maybe Vivi's only 6 months old. Yes, the night is coming at you. What could be inside? Should I stab it? Oh, you know you gotta stab it. Yo! That's what makes it even more funny. What in the world is going on? That is the reason why we're here, to figure it out. All we can do right now is be a good friend. This is not the time to panic. All we have to do is get back on the castle, on the airship, and then he lies. He lies straight to their... Well, he's not looking at them. The queen is waiting for you at the castle. What are you talking about? You were all unconscious from the blizzard. He said he was a black waltz. Did you defeat number one? I am number two. Come, princess. The queen awaits. I shall not return. I won't let you stand in my way. I will defeat you. So in this battle, just like the other one, the Black Wall will not attack Garnet. Just like the Steiner battle all the way at the beginning of the game. So even the spells that normally attack the whole party don't touch her. An item. Let's speed it up. Oh, there I go. Might be smart to slow down just a little bit. Nice. I've been defeated. Why? Because it was 4 against 1. Like, come on. I mean, that is what the Black Wall said. Yes, it is here to capture you. Your noble upbringing cannot be disguised. Side note, she's not even a real princess. Call him out. Won't be too far. I think we can just go. Another lie. Oop, they figured it out. What is it? Those dolls they were making underground. Now, do you confirm their fear, or do you like, no, you're completely different? I would personally, I'd be like, no, they're completely different. They're just dolls. Yes, I don't have time to explain to you literally Grand Theft style of. There's nothing to worry about. Get on! Booty squeeze! You did grab her on purpose. Monster. I would be terrified to be on this thing. I recently watched a video of somebody going on a blimp, and those things they're just floating on by. You can pull a blimp, actually. If it's near the ground, you can just... I trust you, but I don't like you right now. It's the 6-month-old. They're up and moving. But to be honest with you, the first time I ever saw this scene, my eyes directly went to the bottom and went, ooh, a treasure chest. Just trying to make some kind of connection, and they just ignore him. Like they don't even see me at all. Well, I mean, if they were looking at you, they would really just see the top of your hat. You are kind of short. Also, you were only in there for 30 seconds before I walked in. It's gonna be okay, little friend. We're gonna steal the airship. Alright, I'll keep an eye on him. Oop, I don't want to go outside. But see, it's like, it's been cleverly disguised as an airship pod. It knew what it was doing. Oh, they got out all right. You seem a little defeated, Rust Bucket. And you're kind of talking to yourself. It might be a problem. What are you doing? That's because the ship's crew, they don't talk. She's on the ship? You will be hanged. Rude. It's like he doesn't even see me. They're just driving on memory. The princess will be so upset if I hang this monkey man. So the solution is I'll petition for a life in prison instead for him. Number 3 is coming for us. It must be very malleable if they just were like, alright, I'll stand to the side and let somebody else grab the wheel. I will have your head. Well, the queen's gonna hang him, so it's gonna be just fine. It's always blame somebody else for your problems. You know what, Captain Steiner? You're the problem. No! Are you alright? I will kill the child. And then they go, oh my goodness, you're my little friend, I'm gonna protect you. Get out of my way! So sad. They just fall in pain, never to live. This monster. Although that's a very dramatic and sad moment, incidentally, the game I have on the PlayStation 1, the game was broken into discs. This is part of disc 1. It just stops working at this point. So, I mean, when I was younger it worked fine, but time and age and child, grubby little hands. Now an antique. Hey, you guys! We shall save them. But now we're going to do this battle without a healer. So we've got to think through things a little bit better. Everybody's at full health. Let's hopefully not die. Why would you do such a thing? Always the diplomatic approach first. You can always throw a dagger at their chest while they're monologuing. But clearly somebody thinks they're self-important. We will just build the next life form. That's a good villain approach. I'm not going to tell you my plan because you are going to die. Bye. Emotions are running high, BB. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh no. And then we get to do it again now. We gotta keep everybody's health up. He's now on the ground. You know, for the longest time I thought trance just was like 2 turns, that's it, that's all you get. But apparently if you raise one of their stats, I think it's their spirit stat, it can become longer. Never knew. We can speed this up a little bit. You have been defeated. You scum! I will kill you. Well, they do say, Steiner, that things come in threes. Are you in on the secret? Levy, it'll be okay. You just watch dozens of people get murdered. Unless you want to debate whether these manufactured dolls have sentience. All defeated. I feel like these two, so this last week too, they just, like, one talks normal and the other one just talks like Yoda. That's it. No difference between the two of them other than their speech pattern. Like, unstable, the ship comes. Number 3 is on its way back. There's nothing we can do now. It's coming for us.
I exist only to kill.
That's what I imagine their voice is like when they start to malfunction. Just very robotic, like, I exist. She's an independent woman. She don't need you. You're the captain. We must turn back. He's 33, and I'll give him the voice of a 60-year-old if I want. It's headed right straight towards us. For the first time in forever, he's right. If the gate closes on us, then we'll die. You can do it. They just do such a good job of conveying, like, the emotion and the feel. Don't let him do it. We need to get out of there. But listen. If this is your first time ever playing Final Fantasy IX, you're probably thinking, well, why couldn't they just fly right over? It's not actually a plot problem. All of the vehicles are powered on mist, and they would just say, oh, the mist doesn't go that high. And now we get to see the beautiful world map. This is one of my concerns. So they remade Final Fantasy VII, and they're making it into 3 parts. But they didn't do anything outside of the city that the game takes place in to begin with. And if they eventually make 8 and 9, they'll have like this overview world map where you're bit massive and every step you take is like a mile or whatever. How are they gonna do that? I guess we'll have an answer when part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out, but I want them to remake this game so bad. It was not your fault. You did not send an assassin after yourself. But here's another plot point to say, the gate's broken, we can't go back that way. Yes, we did lose all the cargo, but it was living people, so... I mean, I'd prefer them not to have died, but... better than being sent to war. Such kind words. I am not worthy. You aren't. You've been a pain this entire trip. Oh, another fun fact. In the beginning of the game, before the game starts, in the load up screen, like that brings you to the title, it shows you like a very brief look at the map, and Lindblom is there, but it's spelled wrong, and they never fixed it. Oop, drawing comparisons. So now I'm thinking about it, I don't know, but is it possible that Vivi is like, not only is he of like that race, like I think they say that he's like a prototype, but maybe he was specifically a Black Waltz prototype. Now, Mr. Insensitive is actually going to be a little bit compassionate. Why would the two of you be the same? And why would it matter if you were? Time to party up. It's very typical that there's always like one more technologically advanced location at any level. But everything still runs on mist. Can't get out of it when you're on the mist continent. The Grand Castle. Wow! Airship dock. I've been here plenty of times, but then my father passed away. I've always wondered, what does Til Exandros mean? Like, obviously it's in reference to Alexandria, but is that like way to say like of the long line of? The disbelief is real. Show me some kind of proof of your royal heritage. Very well. I wear this pendant. Okay. One day they'll get along. Just probably not today. I feel like this guy talks with like one of those choked cough voices, like, what is going on? We have unknown visitors here to see the Regent. Interestingly, there's a character named Sid in almost every single Final Fantasy game. Actually, I think all of them. But he always appears differently. Like in this one, he's a princess's uncle and regent of an entire city. We've got Omeda. I'm taking the day off. You look a bit tense. No, I don't want to hear any of your stories. When I was 27. Oh, good, he fell asleep. I think we go this way. Giving us the lay of the land. There's a few different levels to the castle that you can explore. The best one is the top level. We were just on the mid-level. It is in fact mid. It doesn't really have anything but taxis. What's Regent Sid like? I've never met him. Please let that not her. Of course he'll listen to you. You're his doting niece. You bowed to an empty chair. What in the world? It's an oglop. Greetings. Oh. You just punched out the Regent with that magnificent mustache. Ah! I think an oglop, if we're looking at it really closely, kind of looks like a cockroach. What farce is this? Please settle down. You are before the Regent. Steiner, stand down. And naturally he does whatever he says, because not only is he a good knight, he just enjoys being told what to do. I am Sid Fabul. I'm so delighted to see you again. You've become a lady. You see, about 6 months ago, the same time that the black mages were being made in Dali. And so these spies got in, transformed him, and Lady Hilda was abducted, his wonderful wife. I'll bet it was you. That's not possible. Of course, I may be a bug, but I'm still the ruler of Lindblom. I need to speak to you about Mother. That's what I figured, but I'm sure it can wait till tomorrow. Why don't you all get some rest? And we'll talk, and we'll eat, and we'll feast, and it's time for lunch. I don't know if I've ever had something where I'm like, this is a little too fancy for me, but I'd like to try it. Yeah, I'd like to see what that experience is like. Soup du salons. It just sounds like something that gives you a bad status effect. Bobo, who said that? I figured it was you. How you've been? And then you have a sultry waitress coming on her way over with the one drink that looks like it's about to fall out. Have a seat. Your soup will be ready in a moment. And then you have Lillian over here. You're standing in everyone's way. Hey. Do you want a drink? How about you and me go for a cruise on an airship? Really? An airship? Sounds like you've never been on one. You know, Lindblom is quite a sight from high above. And then the woman at the counter getting away, as she should, because what she's doing is she's saving another woman from the tortures of this man. A monkey and a rat. Okay, so they can say bastard and scumbag, but they can't say ass. They can say butt, though. Another woman you forgot about. Wait a minute. You forgot my name. You're Helga. Wrong. Christine? Nope. Oh yeah, you used to live next door to me. How's it going, Rachel? Not Rachel, Rachel. You've gotten really big. I'm just kidding. You know I never forget a pretty girl's face. I mean, she is a rat, you're a monkey, maybe it'll work. The Burmesians, I always think, like the rat people, I feel like they always have like a slightly elevated accent to them. Kind of like if you were comparing like Northeast US to like Midwest. Like it's a little bit different, not too much, but it just sounds a little bit cleaner when you're in the Midwest. And we'll just keep Freya as her name. The same old, same old. How long has it been? About 3 years. When she was 18 years old. Did you find anything about your boyfriend? No. The Festival of the Honey. I'm sure that's inspired by something Spanish. Like the bull run. I have no reason to return to my home until I find the man I've been lusting after. It's good to have purpose, but maybe not that kind of purpose. So how is the queen? Is she as vibrant as ever? Queen Brani, I believe that's her actual name, is like an elephant woman. Not just because of her size, but I feel like that's like what she looks like. But it's never explained or addressed or anybody else kind of looking like that, but very weird. Since father died, mother has been acting very strangely. It's called grief, sweetheart. Look it up. They loved each other so much. You know, it's not that weird that a 16-year-old daughter and her mother are not getting along. It's not too uncommon. She might be planning a war. You know, you do not explore the grief of your father very much in this game. That's very true. She had this whole plan, and then the whole crew kidnapped her. And in a reveal, it was me. I was the one who ordered Tantalus to kidnap you. So it was always the plan. It was always going to happen. I promised your father, Glock, that should anything happen, I would protect you. Even from your own mother. We had to go through a middleman because politics. a little theater, a little jazz, you know, that's really the way to get people stolen in class. Oh, if only people learned how to communicate. So now she's giving an update about the black mages they saw and what it looked like. And she's just spilling all the tea. Like, I get that he's your uncle, but what if it really was a justified war? Everything will be fine. To be fair, we just watched one black mage take out an airship, so I don't know so much, Uncle Sid. What is this place? It's my workshop. But where are the airships? Wow, there's actually each one of those, I think, are supposed to be rows. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 places for airships to reside. Again, 6 months ago, something happened. An airship that didn't require this to fly. So infidelity is the reason why he lost his innovative, technologically improved airship, because he committed adultery. I think she's justified. I think Hilda made the right move. She didn't kill him, she didn't hurt him. She just revealed his inner self to the world. Where has she gone? She could have literally gone anywhere. I'm hopeless. You'll have to go on foot. Or we can wait patiently. I was just thinking about how the theater ship crashed. We'll have to find him after my cockroach legs return back to normal. Good morning. You're up early. So has it been a few days? How do you know those sleeping patterns of this 6-month-old? Where do people go when they want to be alone? Alright, so usually you go home. You can be anything you want in Lindblom. It's the miscontinent dream. I was living here with my Tantalus brothers. And sister. Let's not forget about Ruby. That's okay. I'm going to ignore you so that way you don't get hurt. Oh, okay, go find yourself a cutie. Just more problems. Alright, we are going to soar past this. Because we don't need a tutorial. But we do need this Moogle. There's a letter for us. From Ruby. How ironic. I'm so lonely. Because we all abandoned her. But she's opened up a theater. Also, that means the Moogle was chilling out over my shoulder. Oh, hey! I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well. Do you know for the longest time with your username, I was like, it looks so familiar that I looked it up the other day, and it's an Elder Scrolls reference, right? It's like based on that. I was just like, don't sleep in the room next to the Moogle. I'll be honest with you, I had not played Morrowind. I did eventually get around to it. The first game I ever played, though, was Oblivion, and I am obsessed with that game. Obsessed. See, what's happening right here in this scene is just a complete New York City moment. You try to talk to a stranger on the seat, they say something or they ignore you. Mostly they ignore you, and then they move on. Another little fun fact, if you look all the way, I think I can use my mouse for this. If you look all the way back here, this little guy right here, we ran into him in Alexandria. And this is Alleyway Jack, who also has like 4 other names. And I think that's just a nice little autistic piece. Although nobody else is moving around during this. In Oblivion, I'm sure you know this, in Oblivion they track your infamy and fame. So like when you do something good, like a good quest, it goes up by 1. When you do something bad, like your infamy increases, and that like changes a little bit of the flavor text when you talk to people. Like when you like murder people for the Dark Brotherhood. If you play that game doing all of the bad things first, do all the Thieves Guild first, right? And get the Gray Fox helm. From then on, you should only do things that are illegal with the Gray Fox helm because you're always going to be wanted anyway. But then if you do the Knights of the Nine DLC right after that, you can play that game where you will never get another infamy point for your regular persona, because when you do the Knights of the Nine, it resets your infamy to 0. So anytime you want to do something illegal, you just put on the Gray Fox helm. It doesn't really do anything much, but I like perfect numbers, and so if you're ever wondering how to get 100%, well, not 100%, there's billions of things to do in that game, but if you do it like that, you'll always have an infamy score that goes up and 0 infamy, and then when you wear the Gray Fox helm, your fame will never go up, but your infamy will go up, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I would like to do a run through of just doing that again, because I find it so much fun. The only thing that pains me is having to do the Fighters Guild quests over again, because I think they're so boring. I want them to be good, but it is what it is. Meanwhile, in this game, pickles are a major plot device. They're called Gishal pickles. The worse they smell, the better they taste. I like sour pickles. I think sweet pickles are the devil. But I said the same thing about coffee, so if you want to judge, that's fine. What to do. They gave this little girl a name, but they didn't give the other person who was plot relevant a name. Oh yeah, the speechcraft wheel where it's like joke, compliment, like bribe, threat, or something like that. That little mini game when you talk to people. Oh man, I wish it did work like that in real life. I'm not very good with people. Hello, pickle lady. I think there's two chests over here for me to steal from this person's home. Like in Legend of Zelda, when you just destroy a person's entire pottery collection. Oh yeah, and then when you get so used to doing the speechcraft wheel, you're just like, and the audio clips go over one another, and it's just like, and then they're just smiling at you like you didn't insult them twice, because you have to pick the option at least once. I remember a guy with spiky hair who carried something like this. Reference to Final Fantasy VII and the Buster Sword. Time to buy some new weapons. I don't think we need to buy the fork. Grab some items. We need to be doing the most. We've got to make everything nice and even. My brain won't allow for anything else. Hippo people. Hannah the hippo. Can't go in there. But we can talk to our synthesis friend in this shop. With his wonderful assistant. Alright, so we can make some of these things so that way we can get something nice, okay? But we have to go back to the other shop and get the items that we need so that way they can use those items and some money to make another item. So we'll do this one now, and then I have to go get 3 mage mashers. And then we won't even have to think about getting weapons for Zidane here for a big part of the game in the future. I just used this, so we need one. Hello? Give me my items. I don't think I can make anything else right now. The good news is I don't have to. Huh. Alright, so I could, like, just go down and, like, equip the ogre. Like, obviously that gives me more attack. But right now I still haven't learned the detect ability. And so, until I do that, it's like a way to, it's the way the game like forces you to do something you don't want to do. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think Skyrim didn't have a way for people to like you better. But you know, it is coming out for Oblivion. Somebody has made an entire mod to rerun Oblivion through the Skyrim engine. It's not out yet, it's not done, but it's gonna be done soon. And I think that'll be good. But just to give it a little go. But you know what? I might very well die here. That can be a problem, because we have not saved in a while. Yeah, I think it's called Sky Oblivion. And I only heard about it. I heard about it a long time ago, but I heard about it recently because they were like, "Oh, the developers never, ever, ever, ever say anything about timeline, but for the first time in a long time, they've said, oh hey, like we're actually going to be done pretty soon." And I was like, "Oh, now that's interesting." That's what I like to see. Just gonna do a brief level of grinding here by speeding up the game a little bit. So we need to be able to just win the hunt. I'm still asleep. And now I'm dead. But that's why we saved. I have not played Nephrim or Endriel, but I'm gonna look them up. I'm gonna keep that in my little back pocket because I would like to give it a try. Anything in that world, I'm in for. Completely and utterly. Okay, I don't think this is going to work out for me. I'm going to die again. So maybe we don't grind a little bit. I'll have to just live with that. I'm not going to touch that piece of dialogue. We were just in the store and nobody... Hannah the hippo's gone. I think I'm going to still... even if Nerim is only in German, I will still play it. I will learn German just for it. I tried to learn German, but I'm not a language person. Here's the last one, the last Kupo nut. And then also, if you look in the corner right here, there's a Queen Brani statue. I'll take any RPG I can in any fantasy setting. Old Margaret. They haven't explained it yet, but the the Festival of the Hunt that's happening in this game is like what I imagine to be like the running of the bulls in Spain, where they're just in the street and everybody is doing something else. Oh good, there's English text. I won't have to guess what's going on. Some, like Google Translate's gotten so good now that I'm just like, what does it mean? I have some families that I have to talk to that speak in languages that are not my own, and there are these apps where you just click a button and it translates in live time. That's the Hildegard too. Impossible. I'm way too. Tone is not my strong suit, so voice acting is not a career for me. But damn, being a voice actor is hard. There's some people who have hundreds and hundreds of roles and they all sound, I mean, I guess they sound similar because it's all that person's voice, but they also sound so different. That's totally okay. It's alright if you've never played Final Fantasy before. It's always an adventure to be had. Though I always welcome a witty comeback. One of my close friends is like her voice is great, so she can do a whole bunch of different voices. They're all very interesting. And one time I was doing this job, because sometimes I work in IT, sometimes I don't. It's confusing. But this one time I was working with a business, and they were like, oh, we have to do like our voicemail system. And I was like, it's already set up. Like the voicemail is the voicemail. Like it's just gonna do the voice that comes with it. And they're like, no, we want it to be like custom. So I was like, I can do it, but we shouldn't. Like it shouldn't be me. And so my friend did it, and we came up with a whole script and stuff. And so if you've ever like met a person and they're also a waiter, or like a person and they're a college tour guide, they have the different voices. There's like, hi, I'm Damiano. And then there's like, hello, this is Damiano. And it sounds so good. The talent of voice actors are severely underappreciated. What to do? Wait in a tower where nobody else is here. Oh, that's a weird render right there. She's looking extra skinny. Is there anything you need, princess? No, I just would like to go on a walk. Oh, you definitely can't do that. Oh, no, ever. There will be monsters in the street. Yeah, the professional voice, like this with this guard, he's probably like, it's for your own safety, please understand. But at home, he's probably like, well, you know, it's all right to be nice and quiet and relaxed from time to time. The need to like speak on decorum is is much. Meanwhile, that character is just struggling to even figure out how to balance her own voice. She's got to have an unprofessional voice because she's a princess. The people who designed this game must have... Well, obviously they didn't have access to fantasynamegenerator.com. So, like, what name is Bunce? Who names their child Bunce? Like, if it means something, maybe I'm missing something, but Bunce is just funny. So did the plan work? Did you steal the princess? Yes, we stole her. Is she cute? Lucello, calm yourself. You're 6. You should go see the princess. She must miss you. But more importantly, there's treasure in this room. I can collect these things. Oh man, I need to go back to that shop and get the little Queen Brownie statue. Oh, this is somewhere we'll come to later in the game. Earlier when we were talking with Mori, the guy that like drinks the coffee and stands at that airship station, he needs 3 coffees for him to give you that the replica airship. And one of the coffees, don't know why, no reason, but it is literally right here. So, you know, you walk the main path, but right over here in this segment, you can pick up the other piece of coffee. Why is it there? I don't know. But you can. They made it out. And then they're telling you a little hint that later on in the game when you're traveling through the forest, you can get healed right there. I've got to find a way to cure his petrification, but only his, not the whole forest. The item that they're looking for is called Super Soft. Oh, maybe he's making coffee in the corner, and that's why. That's why it's there. Oh man, connecting all the dots. Oh my god. And then he just forgets the coffee, and that's why you get to find it. Oh man, that makes so much more sense. The thoughts are real. There's a small, like, there are no, like, side quests in this game per se. Like, there's no log that you can look at. But one of the things that you can do is, like, you talk to those guys from the theater ship, the ones that are dressed in questionable leather attire, apparently if you find them all, something happens. And I think there's actually an article about it that, like, for like 15 years after the game came out, nobody knew that it was a thing. Nobody knew that if you found them all, like, you would get something. I can appreciate a secret quest. just taking a brief detour. So I want that little piece. Can I have this, please? Oh, I can't have it. Oh, but I want it. Oh, maybe I can get it later when the festival's happening and she's not around. I can steal it. Let's take a peek at the industrial district real quick before it gets absolutely wrecked. And then we'll go straight to the castle to check in on how you... My darling. Actually, I don't even remember what's over here. Hello? Oh, yes. There's another shop, but it's closed. Anything up here? Oh, the shop from before, the one that he was in. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a blitzball. A steam engine prototype. More importantly, money upstairs. Thank you for your generous donation to my wallet. Do I have any items that I should be putting on? No. Nothing good. Hello? And now I'm behind the bar. I don't want your food. Is there anything back here? I'm still thinking back to last week where we played jump rope in this game. I've never gotten more than 20 in my whole life, and we hit 100 right away. Where you going, little ship? Can I talk to this guy over here? Can you tell me how destroyed it is? She's a classic! Until it gets wrecked. Okay, I believe she's going to be this way. This is where the royal apartments are. But before that, you got anything from... Oh, you're sleeping. I'll remember that for later. Hello, princess. What have you done with the princess? Where is she? I just got here. And I'm more focused on the money and the treasure I see. I'm sure she's going to fall into a vat of acid without leaving a present. But first, money. Ooh, that might be useful. It is useful, but I can't use it right now. I already have one too, so I knew that was coming. Alright, again with the fake chest. Don't enjoy that. Oh, Monkey, I have a letter for you. Okay, since you get to read every letter that I get sent, I get to read your letters. The man's on a mission. And was still level 6. I don't understand how people get to the final disc, the final spot in 12 hours to get Excalibur 2 for Steiner, his ultimate weapon. Like, I know I'm not doing things as, like, rigid as I need to be, but... like, damn! Hi, Mr. Sleepy Man. Where did she go? Oh, that's right. She's singing. You can't come this way. Only authorized personnel can use the lift. I'm gonna do what I do best and steal an outfit. Hello? Wake up! There's a suspicious character running around. It's me! No, in here. This is the second time we've knocked somebody out and stolen their clothes. Excuse me, coming through. They should have had somebody else get on the lift and be like, hey. So obviously I can't go past that guard because he'll be like, hey. But I can go up this way. What? A girl? Yeah, she went upstairs a while ago. Now, the song that she's singing up here, well, like right now it's just a melody, but the song that she's singing up here is actually part of like the credit song called Melodies of Life, which is, it's beautiful. Like I have this song like in my music library just to listen to it, and it's so sad. It's about what happens after love is over, and like how you'll still be in their memory. And it's sweet, it's cute, it's great. But it can be very sad. Not as sad as the ending of Final Fantasy. That devastating. As both a child and an adult. How did you get up here? This is a restricted area. Just take a compliment. Just take it. There's a telescope. Let's go check it out. You know, I like this because it lets you do a few things. It lets you like develop a little bit of a story, but also it lets you help you as a player figure out what's what. So like we can point out the mountains, and so now we've got some more lore to go with the game. You know that these mountains are basically impenetrable unless you pass through them. We can see Southgate, which is the thing that we destroyed. What I think is really cool is this place right here. Not the river per se, but the marsh that's around it. I don't know where exactly it is, though. Is that it? There's a chocobo. Where's the marsh? Maybe you can't discover it through the telescope, but there's an area outside here that you can go to, and that's where you can find one of your additional party members earlier than you need to, even. I'm looking for one more beautiful sight. There's the marsh. She's having like an internal struggle. Meanwhile, he's just outside of her mind, just going, well, I've got even a better view than what you can see inside the telescope. One track mind. Why did you help me come here to Lindblum? Is it because your boss ordered you to? I just wanted to help you. In fact, he didn't agree with me, so I ended up leaving the band. It isn't the first time I left. Listen, normally I'm not a fan of splitting the party, but in this case, I'm kind of alright with it. How were you planning to abduct me? Well, we were going to put you to sleep. Would you mind giving me some of this illicit drug that you've been hiding? She's not a child. She understands your unwanted advances. I was singing it in the village of Dali. I didn't. At least that time we knew it was night because they changed the illumination of the scene. I wonder if like professional actor like musicians play certain songs when they're in like a full on mood. Like I imagine like they wrote music when they had a specific feeling or thought or place, but if they're just like, you know, like I'm feeling down, it's time for me to play that number one hit. All right, sing it again for me. Except this time, well, let's see what everybody else is up to. They don't go into the other races of this game very much. Like here we can see, I think what's a hamster, guinea pig kind of person. There seems to be like a minotaur, like more beast-like creature. They don't really talk about it. Can you recommend me some good armor? No, I'm covered in rusted pantaloons. They look so stupid. Oh, Filippo. The puns are good. No worries, welcome back. Royal action figures. You know, I wasn't an action figure kind of person as a child. I personally haven't seen the appeal of them, but my brother collected a lot of things. I don't know if anybody heard of the movie called Toy Soldiers. Like, he had every single character. Freya, the sky looks like how it does every day. Keep parkouring your way across the town. I am a bug, and I'm going to report to my engineer. So I know his wife stole the original airship, but did she take all the plans with her too? Like, why did he have to design a whole second ship? You've asked the wrong girl. No, you can't. You're a womanizer. You don't have to win the Festival of the Hun in this game. In fact, if Vivi or Freya win it, they get different rewards. But then you don't have to talk about this date idea ever again. I still don't know how it came to be that they just released creatures into the city to make it a competition, but it's a thing. Hopefully I'll win. This year's specimen is perfect. Nothing can stop it. It's a good question. Why is this a remaster? So they remastered it when they brought it to Steam, which is what I'm playing this on. So like a lot of the art was like redone, and they mainly spent their time on the character models. But there's a thing called the Magari mod. Like this is a fan effort. Like these people like went in and painstakingly repainted, redesigned, and I think even some songs they reorchestrated to just make it look even better. And so like if you just compare, like if you go to, I don't know the website, but if you just Google Magari mod, it'll show you the difference between the original, the remaster, and with the mod in. And it looks so much better. So if you would, just for a moment, imagine what this would look like without even that extra layer of art. And so I've never played with the Magari mod before. It doesn't change any of the gameplay, but it fixes like some of the graphical things and items like that. And I love this game so much, so I really wanted to figure it out. They were just explaining how the hunt works. If you get to play as Zidane for the hunt, if you win, you get money. If Freya wins, she gets an add-on, which is like a ring. And naturally, you as the main character sign up as 6-year-olds to fight in a deadly tournament. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. I'm teaching a child how to lie. And for a reward, if Vivi wins, you get a card. Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9. I don't remember if 10 does, but 10-2, the sequel to 10, not 11, 10-2, has like all these mini games in them. There's a mini game in this game called Tetramaster, where you use cards to win. Maybe we'll do a game. We have to do a game later as part of the story, but it's a stupid reward for this. Honestly, you would want Freya to win for the add-on ring, but you have to do less than her. And in order to get the card, if you really want it, you have to, you and Freya have to lose. So you basically have to find her and not get knocked out. Interestingly, you know, I'm calling this a remaster, but I would love for a remake. A few months ago, NVIDIA, like the graphics card maker, like had a driver list leaked. So like a driver is the small piece of software that tells hardware how to do its job better for a given purpose. And on this leaked list were a bunch of games that weren't announced at all. So there were things like Kingdom Hearts 4 and, you know, the remake for another game and like something about like Doom 4 or something. All of those games have been announced already. Like they since that leak, they've all been announced, except for one, which is a remake of this game. And so I don't know what Square Enix is waiting for, but I'm ready to give them my money. Are they in the middle of doing a Final Fantasy VII remake? Absolutely. Do I care if they skip 8? Not at all. So in the leaked NVIDIA list, it wasn't that they said, oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 was a driver that was coming. It specifically named Final Fantasy IX as a driver that they've made for a remake. So it said Final Fantasy IX Remake, similar to the Final Fantasy VII remake. So they'll redo the system, they'll overhaul all the graphics, they'll probably make changes to the story. So I'm hoping they get around to it. Since everybody's in the mood to remake every single game on the planet, they might as well do this one. I don't know if they have the ability to work on more projects than one at once. Interestingly, there's a website called the Memoria Project, I believe, and basically what that is a fan-made like remake of this game. It like even on their website they're like, this will never see the light of day. It's not a thing. Like we're not remaking the game, but like a part of me is like, maybe there is something going on here. But I'll be patient. I'm fine if they need the time to remake the other games. I just wish they would announce it. I don't even care if they were like, oh, you'll get it in 2030. If you asked me a few years ago, I would have said that I would never have wanted a Final Fantasy VIII remake. But I actually had the time to try it, like as an adult, and understand how it works. And, not a bad game. Not a bad game. One of the things I appreciate in the remasters that they've made for 7, 8, and 9 is the ability to turn on some of these quality of life features, like being able to increase the game speed. They also have one that lets you just have every hit be 9,999 damage, but it's not that kind of run. Are we not getting experience rings, or is it happening so fast I'm not seeing it? Yeah, we're not. I think you can't control like how fast it goes. Like in some games there's like a ×2 and a ×4 speed, but I'll just take faster. But not with dying to go on top of it too. One of the things I'm going to do right now is I'm going to change my weapon to the stronger one, at least for right now, because seeing as how we're not getting ability points or anything, it doesn't really matter. So we might as well use our strongest item possible. And the game is going very quick, but if you saw right then, Vivi was just running by and this creature was following him. But most things don't load from screen to screen. So what we're going to do is we still have a bunch of time left. So we are going to go to the other district first. But I can't see how much time I have left. Oh, there we go. Okay. And as we can see, the change in weapon makes all the difference. I don't know if there's anything else to murder. That's basically what we're doing. Hunting for sport. But when I think it hits the 6-minute mark, the big creature we saw before that escaped out of the, well, they let out of the gate, is available to attack. And that'll end the game. Hello? Anybody in here? Anybody in here? Hello, children. Why are you out while all these creatures are here? I think we got everything. It probably doesn't help that I'm playing on fast speed, and I don't think the clock that's like tracking how fast this is going is synced up to like the fact that the game enables you to speed it up. So I guess we're just gonna patiently wait. Need to allow these children to be attacked. Yep, you're still just chilling out. Hello, little child. There are no birds or anything to attack. You're still just living your best life. So we're just gonna do some laps. I think this is just because we played with the game speed on, and the timer isn't going faster. Casually walking through the town. Are you being attacked yet? Yes, now you are being attacked. So depending on who makes the finishing blow will depend on who gets the final points. Who will get it? It's also possible for the battle to end before it dies, and then nobody gets the points. I think normally this ends if you've killed all of the enemies. But clearly I've missed something. So for this game, which originally came out for the PlayStation, you did use, you could use the analog stick if you had like a DualShock controller, but you would use like the arrows on the computer. You can point and click. Did not know that. You could also use the arrow keys on the mouse. That's interesting. I had no idea you could do that. People have been everywhere. Hello, anybody home? We've got that bird up there. I guess we're just waiting for the time to run out, but I can't see the time, so we're just being patient. Hello, anybody home? Hello, tiny child. Alright, so while we just wait here for the time to expire, hopefully there's not a lot of time left. There was like 3 minutes when we were fighting the thing. Oh, there we go. Alright, we've got 53 seconds left. We can put everything back together while time goes. See, that would have made a difference too. See, I'm not paying attention. Because all of those monsters that we killed are classified as beasts, except for the birds, which are birds. And so when you have that ability on it, they deal damage. Come on, any minute now, please. And that's the game! It didn't matter to me who won, whether it was Freya or Zidane, but I'm not gonna hate on money. Thank you for your dollars. So why did it take so much effort for me to be able to get an audience, but this guy just shows up? He just finds his way all the way up the entire city. Just because you have a note from a king? He's blind! We were attacked by people who look like that child over there. I must return now. And by that I mean he's dead. So there's this grand problem, but first, dinner. It can't be. Could it be Mother? Yes, she is the problem. Kind of concerns you all. Like, if war's happening, you don't really have a choice. Alright, we're all gonna go straight into a war zone. I think you should stay here. A lot of people are going to die. You could be killed. You could let in a child. That line from Monsters, Inc. is seared into my brain. Will you open the dragon gate? Of course, if you're going by foot. Damn, how long does this gate take to open that you can have a whole meal during it? Alright, I'm taking a peek. Let's see. For dinner, we've got an entire pig, an entire turkey, what appears to be an entire rack of ribs, what might be apples in a bowl, maybe an overripened banana. Like, what kind of meal is this? And 2 cakes. Okay, you can get me with the 2 cakes. Please eat everything with your bare hands. You're nothing for vegetarians. They're just out. And none of this would work for me either because I'll eat meat, but I can't touch bones. It just, oh my god. I want to. I don't, my brain just argues later. There's something green on those plates. Maybe they're pickles. Yeah, I'll have a bunch of cakes. So the other day I did a cake testing for 11 different cakes, and I had people rank them. So there was enough for everybody to go around, and so I'm just sitting there with my little spreadsheet counting what people like and didn't like. That's my kind of event. I'll eat cake all day. Also, like I get like it's customary to eat with your hands, but no chairs. Forgive me, princess. I should have tasted it for poison. How did you know, princess, you didn't poison them? No, just, one of those medicinal herbs that, my thief homie boyfriend, not boyfriend, gave me. But the princess would never stoop that low. Many innocent people will die unless I do something, because a 16-year-old will solve an international war. Well... So her name is Garnet, but as part of the story, she's like, I need an undercover name. I need to not be called this anymore. And she's holding one of Zidane's daggers, and she's like, "What is this?" And she holds the knife straight to her face. And so she's like, "Good name. I'm gonna go with that name. You can name all the main characters whatever you want, though." So you could have just renamed her Garnet. Or her real name. Her actual real name that even she doesn't know. The weed was in the food all along? She's cunning, she's secret, she's sly. We're going to Giza Maluk's grotto. Where we're headed now is back when we were looking out the telescope, we were able to see into the area that we're going to head into. So the marshlands and the grotto and all this stuff. You can technically go the other way too. So you can go this way to the Serpent's Gate, and that's going to take us to like a little dock. I think there might be a treasure out here, so that's why I'm just speeding this up to it. But actually there isn't. But you can also continue on this way as another character, and that will take you where Garnet and Steiner have went. And then you can take this to the Captain's Gate. This is where you're gonna go. And this is where we'll continue our story. So really all that letter was from the hippie version of the Mughals, who's just a world traveler, saying, "I'm going to where you're going." Okay. So Freya is in the back row. She's got her wonderful javelin. She's got some items we can give her to make her better. We can also put this on. Give everybody a little bit more of a stat boost. And apply some abilities. Do I need this one? No. And I don't think Vivi has any abilities yet. Hello, weird little merchant man. Please give me all of your money. Yes, thank you for telling me how to get there. So now we're out on the world map again. And there's a few things we can actually do out here. One of the things I'm going to be doing is going directly to the marsh. So we only have 3 party members right now. We have Vivi, Freya, and Zidane, and like they're good. Nothing wrong with them at all. But in this game, you can have 4 party members, and so you don't have to get Quina, who's the 3rd member, until later in the story. But for the purposes of making our lives a little easier, we can get them. However, I want to make sure that we don't die either on our journey. So living life in the Q Marsh. This is where we see our little tutorial friends. I just need directions. And so this area is a little unclear of where everything goes, but there is our bestie. So this is Quina. Quina, interestingly, uses both pronouns. It's not very clear why, or it's just a matter of like they're both in there because people wrote them that way. But they're one of the gourmand races, and so what that means is they love to eat. But more importantly, they're a blue mage, so they use the abilities of enemies. But it's very interesting on how they get those abilities. So we can recruit Quina, the Q, that's their race, early by collecting a frog and being like, here you go. What's interesting is that my face is blocking it, so I'll move it really quick. But we can see that Quina is between 70 and 90 years old, ambidextrous, and has an unknown gender. Not really sure why, but I'm not gonna challenge it either. No complaints here. Quina also gets an ability called Frog Drop, and the more frogs you collect at the different marshes in the game, the stronger it is. So now we're going to have a nice dinner with Mr. Quail, because we didn't just eat. And basically, Quail is like their master, like their culinary master. And it's like, you can do more than just eat frogs. And Queen is like, nah, homie. I love frogs. I've never had frog myself. I've dissected one. Not sure if I'll eat one, but I heard that they taste just fine. A little dry, if anything. All Qs love frogs best. Eating frogs is key to growth. That's the little hint they're going to drop you. Please show Queen of the World. Of course. See, now in this line it says, you want me to take him with us. But then in another line it'll say he/she, or it'll say they, or it'll say she. Never clear. All right, so take me on a journey, my culinary friend. But if you couldn't get hit with another curveball, Vivi shares here that Quail, the man, looks like his grandfather. Maybe he knows my papa. Is there something on my face besides your 9-inch tongue? Do you know a name by the man Quan? I not know that bigot. So you do or you don't? I no can answer. Mr. Quail, please. You really don't know him? No, I not know this Quan. I wonder if the Q have their own language and they're just bad at whatever common language they're all speaking. Or if just grammar doesn't matter for the purposes of culinary confection. Ooh, I did not want to go back in there. So Queen is in the party now. Quina actually fights with a fork. So that's their whole personality, kind of. And they can wear a whole bunch of different types of equipment. It's not limited to one particular group or not. But now that we have 4 party members, it makes things a little bit easier for all of that. Ah, good question. So how can Vivi's grandfather be of a different species? Well, that's because later on we're going to find out that Vivi fell off an airship where he was being produced, and he ultimately fell into Quan's lair, I'm gonna call it a lair because it looks like one. And and Quan was like, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna eat this little boy. And but he's like, but maybe I'll let him grow up and become fatter. And ultimately, long story short, he decides, you know what, I'm not actually gonna eat this child. Like, I actually kind of like him a little bit. Though I do think that he does try to eat him at some point, but not before Quan passes away. I think we're supposed to leave a few of these frogs so that way they can like breed later on, like because you need to catch 99 frogs in total. But at least want to get 5 for the first few rewards. Alright, Queen, we're done here. You've gotten 4 frogs to eat in a matter of minutes. Alright, so we're out, we're looking around. One of the things that I mentioned earlier is that Queen eats things. Or maybe I didn't. But basically, Queen eats things to gain their abilities. They have to have less than 25% health, unless they're in trance mode. And then they can just eat it up. And that's how they learn the abilities. In Final Fantasy IX, you actually don't get experience for characters that are not actively in battle, and they have to still be conscious when the battle ends. So if any of their health hits 0, they don't get any experience, they don't get any ability point scores, and so Garnet and Steiner, who aren't with us right now, don't get any improvement to their stats. In the beginning of the game, we're gonna actually bounce around a few times between like us and then them and then another group and then they split us up for a little bit, and then in the end game, you can form whatever party you want. You can decide how the group is crafted and which ones you want to play with. And ultimately, if I recall correctly, there's 8 people to choose from, so you can only have half of them in your party at any given time. And that's pretty standard for a Final Fantasy game. Not 8 party members. It's only later on did they either like lower the amount of people who could be in your party, or be like, hey, you know what? Everybody just wants it. Kind of like in Pokemon. Those little track marks on the ground are where you can summon a chocobo if you have the right materials. And we're probably going to do that little scavenger hunt in a minute. I will cheat for that. If I'm being completely honest with you, I will cheat for that. Just because it's so much harder to go. Okay, we are collecting the dollars. We are supposed to go to the grotto, but for right now, we're just, collecting some coin. We're getting some experience, because we are a little bit lower level than I'd like us to be. But not the end of the way. You will eventually be able to go in the water on a ship and fly around in an airship as part of the game, but not right now. Now, for a long time, this would be my party. These would be the 4 people that I used. But over time, I slowly shifted it because you do need a healer. And only Freya learns like a little bit of healing magic, but very small. So here we can see that Freya was fainted or unconscious or KO'd, whatever term you want to use. And so they're grayed out and don't receive any of the points. Fortunately, we can just go right into our inventory, use a Phoenix down, and bring them right back up. Going to heal everybody. Okay, so we've got a few more level ups going on. The way characters learn their abilities and spells is based on like what kind of equipment they have attached to them. And so every so often you do have to jump back in and change what they're doing. Also, when you're on the world map like this, you can call a Moogle to you at any time. To heal, if you have a tent, you can use it to restore everybody's HP and MP. And of course you can save. What we need to find is our lovely chocobo guy. We're just gonna roll on through. I think it's right over this hill. It's this thing right here. This is what we saw a little bit earlier when we were looking through the telescope. And when we come inside here, we have a cute little chocobo running away with its Moogle friend. All of the Moogles in this game are named, and they almost all start with M. Hello, Choco the Chocobo. No, but an ugly girl came by this way. So you don't ever have to do anything with a chocobo in this game, but if you ride a chocobo, there's no encounters, so none of those random battles. And if you're looking to get to the one of the super bosses of the game, known as Ozma, you have to actually evolve or level up the chocobo in order to allow it to fly and take you to other gardens. This is like the forest garden. There are people who will play like any game, right? There are people who will play this game and just completely be like, I can beat the whole game without a single random encounter. When you level up the chocobo, it changes its colors, and so when it's like light blue, you're able to go into like the shallow water that's right here. When it's dark blue, you can go into the deep ocean, and then when it's red, it can climb up mountains like this, and then it turns golden or white, and it can fly. And that can do a variety of different things for you. If you want to. Another thing you can do is you can have the chocobos dig, and they'll find little items for you. But first you have to go back into the chocobo forest for it to be like, hey, you can dig. Now, because of the remaster, like when you pause the game, if you look at the bottom right of the screen, you'll see little icons show up. So like that's the speed one. That's the one we're using. You can also add the one where like there's no encounters. There's also another one where when you press the button, it's like it'll say 9999, and every hit you do is 9999. Depending on if you're just playing for the story or for whatever, you can take advantage of it. But because you can turn off encounters in the remaster, you don't need the chocobo. They're just little nice things that I can't complain about too much. Right now we're going to take a few minutes to play Chocobo Hot and Cold. This is basically the game you probably played as a child where somebody says hot the closer you are to something, like hot, boiling, it's on fire, except this will be indicated by different levels of Chocobo noise. This is how you can start leveling up the Chocobo and things like that, but it's timed. And so when you put it on fast mode, though, the timer does not speed up. So when I say we're cheating a little bit, we are cheating a little bit. I'm just thinking about it goes a little faster in order to level them up. We're not on a speed run, we're not going for some kind of record, so it's totally okay for that, in my mind, right? I need to find the spot, though. Hello? I also personally prefer games where you can see the enemy. One of the limits of this game was like being able to do that. Although they didn't have too much of a problem with it during the Festival of the Hunt we were just doing moments ago, so what's their real excuse? Alright, I've searched everywhere. We only found one whole entire thing. But we did find a chocograph, and a chocograph is where you can find some of the treasures around. But before we do that, another thing you can do is you can get items based on the points you get. Of course, you can always get the Robe of the Lords, but we're just going to play this game a few more times to collect our lovely items. You're around here somewhere. Where you at? That's one. That's two. Where are you, the good stuff? Eye drops. We get a bonus. We found another item. And so there, like Choco's beak gets upgraded over time. The more you do this, and the more items you find. And that's like a requirement to improve finding things. How fast you can dig items. Come on, you're here somewhere. I think the most I've ever found in one go is like 8. And those are all the wonderful, lovely things we found. The beak has been upgraded a bunch of times. And so if we take a look, we can see that, oh hey, there's an item at this stream side thing. And these are ways to find some items far in advance than you would normally find in the game. But it's completely optional. You don't have to do any of it, but you can. We can even see we found a second chocograph, but in order to get this one, we need to be able to like get into the lagoon, which means we have to upgrade our good friend, and we just can't do that right now. but we can get the one that's in the stream. So we're seeing, you know, a little bridge. We're seeing, you know, a thing. So I know it's over here somewhere. And so we found it. So we found some good items. The big item that we wanted to find was the Germanus boots, or whatever they're called. They offer a nice little upgrade. And things like boots go in this last slot. So if we equip them, we'll get bonuses and things like that. And sometimes you'll get new abilities. Like if Zidane wears them, he can learn Flee and Alert. He already knows Flee, but that's fine. He'll learn Alert, and that's our goal anyway. And we'll just want to put those things on, so long as we have the points for them. Now, we're not going to see the poison or venom stat in a long time, so I'll take the health upgrade for right now. Okay, we're just going to turn off the speed mode. A little while ago, if you recall, we saw Baku here, and I was talking about en masse coffee. So now we found the mocha coffee. We also found this spring that heals people. And there's also a nice open chest over here. But we can't really do anything right now because it's closed. Oop. Did not mean to return. I don't know if I'll be able to get back on this chocobo right now, but that's okay. We'll just move at the speed of light and keep on going. Can we eat it? Can we eat it now? Yeah, so every single thing in the game has been remade by the Magri mod. So they remapped everything out, and they like found what they needed to do, and somebody painstakingly remade basically every visual for the game. It's, in my opinion, extremely impressive with how much they got done. In fact, like to install it, you have to, if you download it, and like when you run the installer, it's like 6 gigabytes of content. So if we think of original PlayStation games, they ran on CDs. CDs usually had about 700 megabytes on it. There were 4 discs, so it's about 2.8 gigabytes. So if we don't count whatever the size of the remaster is, like, that's massive. Like the amount of extra resolution and time and effort spent into like making it. He's dead. She's dead. Alright, so we've got some new abilities learned, so we gotta take a moment to figure out what's going on. So Mage Master is now mastered. We never need to look at that again. So we'll move up to the next weapon, which is this Mithril Dagger. It's really important to learn the abilities, like the red crystal abilities, because especially for Zidane, those are going to work for like his overdrive or his trance mode, which we haven't seen a lot of so far. But that's where they come from. We haven't learned anything else, though. And I think Vivi doesn't really have much going on right now, but eventually will. Okay, so we're looking for this, which is where we're going to go in a minute, but just going to grind a little bit more for just a few more minutes. It'd just be devastating if we went in there and just immediately died. Level 10's a good number. One of the things I should do is, if you notice, some characters are in the back and some characters are in the front. When characters are in the front, their like physical attacks do more damage, but physical attacks to them do more damage too. And when you're in the back row, like I guess they're saying like they're farther away, so like the attack strength is lower. And so if Freya's going to mainly stab people, she might as well be up front. But you can also change their stance mid-battle, because you can start a battle in something called back attack, which is like you being ambushed by an enemy. And so everybody switches their order. So anybody who's in the back is in the front, anybody who's in the front is in the back. And obviously that can mess up your whole jam if you're not like thinking through the order of what you're trying to achieve. So like now this is a preemptive strike. So the preemptive strike there, like bar starts at 0. But for us, like we all get a first go in general. These guys are tough. This is a downward bright eyes, which means that when I unequipped this feather hat, I can still keep the ability attached. I think we only need to do one or two more of these. It happened really quickly, but you might have noticed that one of the attacks was going for Freya, and Zidane stepped in front and took the hit. Zidane has an ability called Protect Girls, which also works on Quina. And basically, when they have lower health, as long as he has health, that won't like put him in anticipated like danger. He's not in a critical state. He'll step in front of them to defend them. Other characters can learn the cover ability, which just one of the other things that they don't like tell you explicitly, but Queen's fork, their weapon, has a very versatile range of damage. So sometimes you'll see an attack that does 200, and then other times you'll see one that does 11. And you're like, what happened there? why. But there's a mathematical formula that goes into game design for things like this that determine how much damage it does, and it's wide ranging. You can play a Final Fantasy game and know nothing about its combat system and still do well. But in terms of like, is this system one of the more complex ones? I would go with no, because we'll look at battle systems across a few different things. So the first thing would be jobs or classes, and so in Final Fantasy IX, everybody's pre-assigned their class. They can't change it. So like Freya's a dragoon, Vivi's a black mage, Queena's, even though they're a chef, they're technically a blue mage. Like, those things are pre-assigned, so you as the player don't have to be like, well, what class are they gonna be? What abilities can they learn? How do I optimize what we're doing here? In terms of like battling it out, you could play this game and never use anything but the attack function, as long as you level up at an appropriate scale. You don't even need to use the abilities. You don't have to like go in and equip them. It helps, but you don't need to. Like, even as a child playing this game, like, besides having to grind every so often, you can make it through the game just by hitting things. Comparatively, Final Fantasy VII, I would say, is a little bit simpler. Like, they have a little different of a system for doing things, but to me, overall, it's simpler. The original Final Fantasies, 1 through 5, some would argue 1 through 4, much more simpler. You had magic, you had attacks. It basically was that. Final Fantasy VIII, though, is where it got complicated. They had something called a junction system, and a lot of people didn't like it. I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I still don't like it. But that one was pretty complicated. You took magic and assigned it to stats and all this stuff. Never used it, but obviously made a difference. Also, magic wasn't based on points in that game. So, like, here Vivi has 72 total magic points, or mana points, or whatever you want to call it. Some people even call it might. And, like, each spell has a cost to it. In Final Fantasy VIII, you didn't have MP. You had a certain amount of uses per spell. And so the only way to get more of that magic was to draw it, literally pull it out of enemies. So let's say you had 10 sleeps, you could only cast sleep 10 times. Otherwise, you would need to find an enemy that had sleep in it and draw it out of them. It was way weird. When you get to Final Fantasy like 10, again, everybody has their predefined class. The balancing's very good. There's no traditional level up system though in Final Fantasy X. So like here in 9, everybody has a level, and based on their level, the higher they are, the more likely they're tough. In Final Fantasy X, they didn't do that. They had something called a sphere grid, and so you were a little bit more in control of how characters progressed. Theoretically, you could go off the beaten track as you got further into the game. Like, everybody had an assigned class, but ultimately, by the end of the game, every character could do just about anything. And that was a lot more versatile, a lot more possible. Final Fantasy X is also a game I recommend anybody who's getting into the series the first time to play to go for that one. And the reason for that is it has a lot of the classic elements. It was the first game for the PlayStation 2 in the Final Fantasy series, and so there's voice acting. That game is also turn-based. It's not like your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Like, it's based on some extra stats and things like that. But it gives you time to think. Not everybody's a strategist. But then once you get to like Final Fantasy 12 and 13, and to a degree 15, it gets simpler. The battle systems get much simpler, and I think that's kind of my slight criticism of those later games. I like them a lot, but I also have criticisms of them. So we're now level 10 across the board. We're going to heal up, and then we're going to go into the grotto. One of the games that's very, like, you choose the role of your characters is Final Fantasy XII. That one, you can see the enemies out on the field. It doesn't, like, break away to a separate thing, like a different, like, battle scene. When you play the international version, you can pick whatever class everybody is. So you're not locked into something. In the original PS2 version in the US, it was locked. But in the international version, which is what you can download now on like modern consoles, you could pick whatever class you want. Who are they? Aren't they your family? I gotta give it to Miss Rat right here, Freya, for not just immediately taking out her lance and trying to stab the 6-month-old. Even though all of her people are being slaughtered. Hello, Mr. Man, are you alright on the floor here? There's a lot of death in this game. Kill! Final Fantasy IX was also created during a time at Square Enix, which at the time was Squaresoft, I believe. And they made this game to reference 1 through 8. So there's so many references and thematic pieces in the game that just like really like hit home for me. But I also just love the typical medieval setting. Run away, they're savage monsters! So Freya now has the +10 ability, which means that these boots aren't useful for her to develop any more skills. Like, they still are giving her like a stat boost, but before I leave them on her, like, I want to see, does anybody else get anything out of these things? And very clearly, because none of them are highlighted, they're not getting any other benefit. So we'll just put them back on her. So we can see that there's some other things that can be attached. And that's why it's so important to just check back in on this screen when you can. Like the shell ability that's listed on here, Vivi can't use that because it's a white magic spell, but I know that none of these other characters can learn it, so we're just not going to even check. Hello? Don't touch me! Oh, speaking of voice actors in Final Fantasy X, Tara Strong, who voices like a million characters across the ages, including like Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls and like a million other roles, actually has a voice role in Final Fantasy. Okay, we've got another bell. We can't reach that guy up there right now, but we can go this way to go and speak to our friend who's dying. He can give us another bell. Okay, you have nothing to add, but okay. There's a chest over here, and it's a bronze vest. I won't claim that I know where every single little thing is, but it just made me think of it. So, you can't learn anything from this leather plate, but can learn something from the bronze vest, and all the stats go up. So we're gonna use that. One of the cool things about being like an RPG and like thinking through the design of characters is that enemy that we just saw, the undead creature, if we actually heal it or we try to give it like a healing item, it will actually it'll actually get damaged. And I won't say which one, but if you're gonna play Final Fantasy X, there's actually an enemy where if you hit them with a Phoenix Down, which revives people normally, it instant KOs them. And a lot of people don't realize that when they're fighting this particular enemy, it is undead. We've got a new hat. Sounds magical in nature, so it's probably for Vivi. So now he can learn the slow ability. Darling, can you hear me, darling? Please say something. What's wrong? My husband is inside this bell. We just held our wedding here recently. Aww. Excuse me, ma'am, you're newlywed. What are you doing? You have a Kupo nut. I got one. My husband really likes them. I don't know what else the Kupo nut can do in the whole game, so I've just always given it to her. That's what I call food motivated. Oh, look at me just moving right past all the free money. Do you like Kupo nuts? Yes. I like you. I think I have a letter for you. This year's Festival of the Hunt is so exciting. We got 247 points. I think I made an oopsie. That's a funny word. I don't have a bell to open the other door. Oh, but if I get him another Kupo nut, he does something with this? Oh no, he just does it. And now I have a holy bell. Which does what? It is a key item of some sort. Can I use it on the other door? I can. Ooh, you know what? I think I'm supposed to go up that vine. Because now we have the serpent from Tomb Raider coming back for its revenge on me. Maybe I can slow it down. Oh, down on the word go. Down again. I will destroy you, punk. Down again. Things are not looking good here. We might need to start over. Or not. So it is sad that the rest of them aren't going to get any EP, but when you beat bosses in this game, you don't get an experience. You just get EP. And I can live with that. But before we continue that story about rat genocide, we now pick up with our other group, Steiner. But where's Garnet? Hello, tiny god. I heard workers were needed to fix South Gate. I need to check your bag. Which is, of course, where the princess is hiding. They're searching for a girl and a middle-aged man. Is 33 middle-aged? Steiner's technically 33. I guess in a medieval society it is. What's that? What are those? Are they poison? I did in fact promise you that pickles would be a plot device. And so here we have the princess hiding underneath pickles to fool some guards. And once again, low-paying security has been fooled again. We must find a spot to release you. How do I get you guys to go step on over there? A new engine that runs without mist. Hello, my little friend. There was a reason we couldn't come in through the gate. Kill him! I don't think you could actually kill him, but that's a funny choice. You know, you could argue that they're not normal pickles because they're gishel pickles, which are the things that the chocobos eat. They eat gishel greens. Maybe gishel is just a what's the word I'm looking for? A metaphor for marijuana. So they're really special, actually. There's something I must tell you. Your worker over there. He leaves it broken on purpose. Hey, hold on. If I must come over to you, I will. Don't make a move until I tell you. Now turn around slowly. You need a gate pass. But you're carrying those stinky pickles. How kind of him. I wonder how I get up on that ladder. I don't know if that's something I can do now or later. Sometimes you can come back to places as like an optional choice. You can come out now. What a horrible smell. All of those pickles, they're special pickles. So great that I didn't turn around early. Okay, but can I go back? So I know we can update some of her things that are going on here. She can learn Protect now. When you have multiple apparel or weapons and you equip that have the same ability, like let's say you get 1 AP, you get 1 AP towards that ability in section 1 and 1 AP to section ability in part 2, so it levels up faster. But notice how they're at levels 5 and 6, because they haven't been training with us this whole time. Okay, there's a goodie over here. Can we go back? I shouldn't go back. Shouldn't doesn't mean you can't. Hello, little Mogul named Grimo. Will you deliver to Nazna? Sure. But first, let's save. I think we're gonna make it to Treno today, which is our goal. And then from Treno, we'll be trying to get to Alexandria, and next week we'll try to get to, where are we trying to go? We'll try to get past Bermesia. Maybe we'll even get to Clera, which is several milestones ahead, but obviously options. Even though the characters don't share XP, they do share an inventory though. It doesn't make complete sense for the game, but it makes it a lot easier for the player. So for example, like, I used all my Phoenix Downs in that battle with Gizmaluk. And so I can restore them here, and when we pick up with them, when they're in a battle, like, they'll have 10 of them ready to go. Come get your goods. It's time to go. Where should we sit? Can I sit wherever I want? All aboard! Wait for me! Oh, Mother Mary, I'm so glad you've made it. Yeah, I would feel a little nervous border hopping. But you can do it. See, if they wanted to, like, they're sprinkling in the fact that they had to fight battles from Lindblum to where they're at now. Like, they even visited the Chocobo's forest, but didn't give them any experience for it. So it was an intentional choice for them to level up separately. That bumpkin. Oh, he's dead. See, they don't hesitate to take you out in this game. No, don't go that way. We have to go the other way first. So we're now on the top of it, but we're going right back in. I gotta check to make sure that that other place has got it going on. Thankfully, the game has decided to heal us up. What's up this way? Oh. I think things up here are a little bit stronger. Which is why you get that little warning while you're climbing up. Let's find out how strong. I'm not taking any chances though. refuse to get slaughtered and have to reload back the game. Come on, what do you got for me? Oh, I'm dead. No chance. No shot. And goodbye. All right, so rightly warned. But that's all right. We knew this was going to happen. Just take me back down and we'll pretend that never happened. Not one whole time. I guess we will be going out this way. Alright, so we're headed to Bermesia, which is a little further in. There's a desert to the side, but we can stop right here first to take a little detour. I think I need to take some inspiration from this creature and make a beautiful deity character for him. I need him. I can! So I ate him right up. Oh, this is Bermesia. Duh. Oh no, this is a gate. It's got to be a gate. See, there we go. First line of the she/he. Just no one ain't know nothing. But first, give me all your money. So something devastating obviously happened here, but they don't want you to focus on it, so you can't go in. That's Bermesia, and later on we're gonna come here to clear up. But first things first. Rude. Taking down my own friend. Can I eat him? Oop, never mind. Already dead. Things are a little bit tougher over in the desert area. These things are called Yetis, but they are just terrifying. Alright, we learned a lure. Something that isn't as common in Final Fantasy that is for this game is that status effects persist through battle. So in some Final Fantasy games, like when you're blinded at the end of battle, you're no longer blinded. But in this game, you have to stay on top of it because you could be blind for the whole game, unless you've like rested at an inn or whatever. And now into Bermesia. Okay, so I think what she just said is a continuity error. Because when we were earlier today, right, we were meeting up with Freya for the first time. And it's like, well, how long has it been? And she's like, it's been 3 years. She just said it was 5. So what's the truth? She just said it again, 5 years. But in the pub, like, let's roll back the tape. She said 3 years ago. So she's 21 now. I said she was 18. Everything looks devastated, and everybody looks dead. This building looks absolutely obliterated, too. I think one of these is also not what it seems to be. One of these chests might have some teeth. Also, does this thing not haunt your nightmares? It's them again. Most persistent they are.
Kill.
I wonder if in their design, like when you fight black mages, if Vivi's in the party, if they're like focused on attacking. So the black mages are being created by Zorn and Thorn, who are these two from the Alexandrian Kingdom, which is where Garnet comes from. And they only recently found out that they're being made secretly in a factory. And so Vivi, who's in our party, yes, is having like an existential identity crisis because he thinks he's one of them. He doesn't know for a fact, but they look very close to one another. However, the comparisons are also there, right? So Vivi's like half their height. He's not indoctrinated to whatever they do. So part of his journey is like, are they the same? Each character has their own like sub theme, but we'll get into that in a minute. Love the Mimic, love the call to games outside of the Final Fantasy series. I don't think we've talked about it before, but the bar underneath everybody's like turn to attack is called the trance bar. Trance is like it's defined in the story as like a surge of emotions, and it gives everybody like extra abilities. Which is also part of the story. So at certain times in the game, they have this surge of emotion and they start in this powered up stance. I don't know how you reach that one on the left now, but that's happened. Maybe you're supposed to walk instead of run, but no clue. We're just gonna ever so gingerly make our way over there and right back. Every character has their own like sub arc, and Vivi's is about like individuality and the like premise that just because you come from something doesn't mean that that's all you can be. And when you start up the game, if you don't like play the game, you just wait. It will load in between different, I would say screenshots or like little quotes by players, like of each of the main characters. That gives you an insight into what their theme is. Another guy who died, basically. Open up! The palace is right up ahead. It may very well be destroyed. Well, you can't back down, lady. So, Freya, of course, is of the race of the Burmesians, so like she's very loyal and appropriated to like the fact that like her home is being destroyed, even though she hasn't been here in 3 to 5 years. But Vivi's also terrified, the little mage boy, because he's like, the further and further we go into this journey, the more I'm gonna find out if I'm like these monsters that just attack us. And Quina, who's just here for the ride right now, looking for good food, doesn't even need to be here, which is why you notice that for this main section of the game, because it's not a requirement to recruit Quina now, they're often just off to the side. And maybe if they're present, they say something, but it hardly has anything to do with the context of what's happening. What if I'm not even human? Well, seeing as how you're a mass of black something with yellow eyes, I might hesitate to say that you look human. But you definitely human, says the thing that's certainly not. None of them are actually human. Freya's a rat, Vivi is a small prototype doll, toy thing. Queen is a Q, and Zidane isn't human, he's got a tail. Soldier Dan! No! You're lying, there's a mage right behind you. But I'm not like them, I wouldn't hurt anyone. Has literally murdered a black waltz. It's good to see you, Dan. Dan, run with the children. Go! A deserter? Dan, you're leaving your king behind for your family? thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next week, hopefully. We'll just be picking up from wherever we leave off, which is only a few more minutes, honestly. I think we're actually going to end it pretty soon. Once we find our next save point. Okay, we can't go up that way. I can't go on. Go without me way. Because their wedding ceremony happens in front of the beast that I killed a little while ago. Or at least it got away. Please bear a healthy child, darling. Raise him to be strong. Oh, cow. Can I give him a potion? Look out! You saved my life. Gray! This is what we need a little bit more of. People caring for people. So I can't go anywhere in here. But I think now that that has fallen down, I can go back up here. Ah, yeah, I can jump across. Some chests. I'm sure one of them is not what it appears to be. Yep, there you go. They always gotta get you in the end. Shoot out and spit out. I don't know if we should heal, but I don't think they're gonna try to stab me where I walk. Oh, okay, so one of these buildings has a weapon in it. Perfect. It's an armory. There's certainly something we can use. So we picked up a new weapon. It'd be nice if there was something else in this entire armory. But I don't believe there is. The other thing is they don't equip things automatically, so I have to go in here and make sure I change it. But the problem is I'm one short, from mastering Dragon Killer, so can't really do that until I can get a random encounter here, which I'm not seeing. We'll just have to deal with the less fanciful weapon. Lightning staff. Hey, Stiltskin, it's been a while. I gotta support your travel fund, so of course I'll buy from you. You can also buy some new items here from the shop. Let's see what can we get. And do I have a letter for you, Atla? No, you want me to take one to my nav. Sure, I could do that. Alright, so what I think is going to happen here is we'll save. We'll see if we can beat the upcoming boss. And then picking up from there next time, we'll be going from Treno to Cleara. And then possibly the E for tree. But we'll see. We'll see if I don't get my backside handed to me in this battle against the boss. Everything is broken. It doesn't look like the king. The king made it. We should just leave her alone. Get back here! How are they ever gonna get up there? I'll meet you after I find the food inside the palace. Oh. So we already know Queen Brane, which is the woman on the right, but the one on the left? Best character ever. General Beatrix. She is everything. She is tough, she is strong, she is well respected. She will, in fact, murder you with a glance. She ain't no mercy. She don't stop. It is literally the best in the land. Here Freya is talking to Sir Fratley, both her love interest, and he's the champion of the Burmesians. And he's like, I gotta go. I'll see you later. So he goes on a trip around the world and promises to return to Freya, and then never does. And for all she knows, he's dead. But she won't give up on him, which is a special kind of love. And Zidane knows all about it. But first we need this mystery man in a semi-speedo to dictate to us some victory notes. The creator of the Black Mage is Kuja. I've ordered Zorn and Thorn, those portly magicians. One of them that speaks like Yoda hasn't reported in. You're wasting your time. What? Rats often look for new homes when they sense an earthquake. They probably moved to the sandy tree house by now. So when we were in the desert and we saw that really big swirling whirlwind, that's what he's referencing. We're gonna go there pretty soon. Surely you don't mean clearer. It'll be quite difficult if they've escaped clearer. Unless we can get through that sandstorm, it will be impossible to attack them. Of course, sneaky little black mage friend Pooja will have something up his sleeve. He's one of those characters who somehow slid in to a royal's good graces, and he makes everything seem like their choice. player in isolation. The Burmesians are originally from there. Or vice versa. But not before a soldier jumps in. And she even just names herself, and he gives up all hope. It's over. Hold it. And see, he just runs. He's like, oh, found out who you are. Gotta go. I just imagine a haughty attitude with a flavor of heat and just the sublime level of confidence. Like, that's such a great introductory line. I once killed 100 knights single-handedly. To me, you two are nothing more than insects. And you go right into battle! So it's 4 versus 1, and she's still confident that she will wipe the floor with each of you, with no issue in sight. Naturally, somebody of such pristine has to have some type of great item on them. She must not be of level 3. But we slowed it down. Alright, I don't think we're gonna get anything out of her. It's such a shame you can't choose when to go in trance, because it's so good, it's so powerful. But, like, Freya's not going to be able to use it to her fullest ability while we're here. So in order to use hers, like, you jump and she stays up there. She doesn't come down. And so all of that will... She just keeps throwing down her spears. But Beatrix casts Stock Break and she attacks everybody at once and it brings them down to 1 HP. This is a scripted loss. You have to lose against her. She wipes the floor with all of them. Even if you like could hack the game and do it like an actual battle between her and all of you at this point, she has more health, more stats. She can heal herself. She just wreck you all. And then Kucha stops and says, this boy could be a problem. But who are they talking about? We know it's not Freya. We know it's not Quina, because they don't even need to be there. But Vivi and Zidane both qualify. It would stand to reason that Kucha creates the Black Mages, so he must be talking about Vivi, no? But are we certain? As he looks over us in his clandestine apparel, waving his way away as the rain falls gently on them. They are defeated for a time. He'll soar off on his little dragon. interestingly, they weren't made. And then, for whatever reason, we're treated to a lovely sight of the guards from before. And they're just having a chat about the war. Things are horrible. Why would you do this? And then they're like, hey, was the guy before suspicious? You know, the one with the pickles? And he's like, nah, I don't think so. I always think people are suspicious. People who eat pickles are nice. Why do you think I ended up here? Because I'm a little strange. We'll be arriving at Summit Station soon, and afterwards we'll have to go back down the other side of the mountain to get to Treno. Steiner's having his reflective moment over the fact that the Queen could possibly have done something wrong. What's so interesting is that the way this setup is, right? So they've got the two sides of the mountain and there's a cable car. And so as one is at the bottom, the other one's at the top, and as they move, like that's how it works. That's some really strong cable. We made it to Alexandria. We did it. We're home. We'll just have to wait for the cable car to come up the rest way. But we can talk to our good friend Mary, who we didn't talk to the whole way up. And we can check out this rest stop. And I think this is where we're going to call it for today, at least. We have a letter for Nanza, so let's give that to her first, though. I feel so sad to see Mary, our friend from outside. She's just so lonely when she's in love. I'm never going to fall in love. It's just not worth it. Okay, no, it's not. Oh, but a Kupo nut. Maybe if we go back to that guy, we'll get something else. But for right now, we're gonna hit save and we're gonna check out for today. Probably next time we'll go from here on the summit to Alexandria, and then for our other heroes, we'll go from Bermesia to Clara to who knows where next. But thanks for hanging out with me on this Sunday. Feel free to follow me to get updates on when things happen, and we'll play more games in the future. So I'll see you next time. Hope you had a lot of fun, and that's all for today.